Welcome back. You're just in time for What's Hot, where we talk about the stories that have us all talking.
Well, today we are joined by Ben Merens, public speaker and author, plus Tracy Johnson is back with us. Court documents in the 1999 JonBenet Ramsey case were unsealed today. They show that a grand jury voted to indict her parents on charges of child abuse resulting in death. But the district attorney decided there wasn't enough evidence to file charges. JonBenet's body was found in the basement of the family's home back in December of 1999, day after Christmas. Should they leave the case alone or should it be reopened?
I think they need to leave this one alone. I think that reopening the case is simply going to make people upset. I think it's going to be harmful to the father's reputation. I think they need to leave it alone.
Tracy, I would agree with you that they should leave it alone, but maybe a little bit different reason. I think the authorities have made a decision here. It's now the public getting the opportunity to see the information. And if they didn't want to prosecute before, I don't know why they'd prosecute it now unless it's public pressure, and that's not necessarily the best way to make that decision.
And you know, we had the DA in this case come out a couple of years ago and apologize to the Ramsey family, saying, you know what, we had you under this umbrella of suspicion all along and we were wrong to do that. Does this just cloud things even more after that apology? I mean, we thought this was done.
Well, it's not like there was new DNA evidence or anything like that. I think they made their decision. This is so public right now. I'm not sure how any new information is going to change how the public feels.
And
But
there
this case
is
still unsolved.
You're saying no new DNA information, but the indictment is out, so the public will know more. The public who cares about the case. I'm not sure how big a public there is that cares about the case right now. And then
I think there's a lot of people.
You do?
I do. I think a lot of people, myself included, were involved in this, were following this story throughout our adult lives.
But we still don't know what happened and who killed her. I mean, I think that's why these documents had to be released.
Well, the other thing
unless they...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Just
Well,
the other
unless
thing
they
that's
show
missing.
that the father did it.
Pardon me? You don't.
Unless they show that the
they
father
don't.
did it.
But they don't.
But they don't.
The other thing that we're not seeing, we're seeing the indictment. There's a grand jury file, and we're not seeing all of that. That's generally not released. I think if you're going to release part of it, you release all of it if you want the public to know all about this case at this point, especially with the idea that we're not seeing a case that's going anywhere. They're not going to prosecute it.
All right, end of topic one right there. Coming up, a look at a new pair of underwear.
It's hot on our viewers' choice topic of the day.
Again, we're joined by Ben Merens and Tracy Johnson. She's from Tampa, Milwaukee. Okay, this is kind of like Carfax, but it's for your home. A new site will tell you if somebody died in the house you are considering buying. It's called diedinhouse.com. It can tell prospective home buyers information the seller is not obligated to disclose, not just whether somebody has died there or not. Remember, this is our viewer's choice topic of the day. Would you look at this site?
But aren't realtors required to tell you that if you ask?
I don't know.
I know. I thought at least in Washington State they were.
Well, I think it's a state-by-state issue, actually, when you look further into the details. But leave it to Halloween week for a topic like this to be the viewer's choice. My mind immediately went to the Amityville Horror, or like some sort of horrific... Poltergeist, yeah. I kind of don't want to know if somebody died in my house, though. I mean, if somebody died of natural causes, I don't want to know. I just don't.
You know, it's an extension of when I moved into my house, the neighbor across the street came up to see who we were. Actually, we hadn't moved in, we were just looking. And when we got to know our neighbor, she knew everything there was about the house. Had somebody died in the house, my neighbor would have known. Well, the technological age is here. And in this age, my neighbor is being replaced by that website. So I don't think we have a choice anymore. We may not like it, but if somebody dies in the house and it's for sale, you want to know everything about the house.
This is something that I would want to know. When I moved into my condo when I lived in St. Louis, the owner said to me later, "Have you met the ghost?"
Oh, wait, after you signed?
After I'm in there, have you met the ghost?
I mean, could you imagine, though? I mean, when I first came here, I know I would not have wanted to move in Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment building. I would want to know.
Good thing it's gone.
You know, exactly. Well, but if it were still here, I'd like somebody to tell me, hey, you know, you may not want to live there.
You also would get a great price break if you know that is a negotiation tool, so therefore you'd want to know.
But Ben, that's exactly the point. I mean, if it's decreasing the value of your house just because someone died in the home, okay, I understand if it was a mass murder or something like that, or Jeffrey Dahmer's house, but who's responsible for keeping that information, and what if some of it isn't true? And what if it's an address down? I don't know.
The assumption is somebody died in the house. We're getting true information. It's an act of God, right? Somebody died in your house. An act of God. There was a flood in the house. I want to know if there's a flood in the house. I want to know if somebody died.
All right, lightning round time now. We got to go.
All right. But that's a good topic. We'll come back to it. Here's the better topic, though. Underwear that will help mask the smell of stinky gas. They're called, what are they called?
Shreddies.
And have activated carbon cloth sandwiches between, layers of regular
Goddard is howling in
fabric.
The other room. Or is
The
that fish
specialty
laughing
layer
in the other room?
absorbs and traps the odor before it can make its way out into the open. Oh, wow.
You three have fun with this. I'm just going to sit back and watch.
I can only say to come join you on What's Hot for the first time and have this be one of the three, whoever picked it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome. Somebody was really excited about this topic. I did not pick it.
Well, I can only say we cover our scents from head to toe right now. Our shampoos and our colognes and our perfumes and our underarm deodorant and our foot spray. I guess this is just an offshoot of all of that, but frankly, covering up less is probably better to me than covering up more.
But go back to your last comment about act of God, Ben. I mean, what
just
are we talking about here?
excuse yourself. Just say, pardon me, I need to go. But, it's funny. I actually saw online that there was like poo-pourri, like something you can actually spray before you go so it masks the smell. So maybe there's a market out there.
Are we so politically correct these days that we care that much? I mean, obviously somebody's put a product on the market, somebody's going to buy it. Not me.
These things are $40. I mean,
somebody's bought it, I'm
for
sure.
For men, it's different than women. Two prices.
That's not a cheap endeavor, I guess.
No, it's not.
All right, well, the hot topic discussion continues, always online.
Our producer in my ear disavowed any knowledge of this topic today. She is not the one behind this topic. You can find more at tmj4.com/hot if you want more today.